So there's 3 trending destinations in the U.S. They're not really that much of a shock. I'm more excited to talk about our international. But in the U.S., most people are shopping for Miami. And Miami these days is so much more than Miami Beach, right? Brickell City Center is really hopping, the design district. So there's a lot outside of just Miami Beach. Orlando is number 2. And, you know, for all the Disney lovers. And then New York City is a huge destination for the holidays. There's something special about New York.
New York during the holiday season is so beautiful.
It really is.
You feel like you're in a Macaulay Culkin film.
Right before the January.
What's the best way to travel downtown from uptown here? Any ideas? Because I need a date.
Bad signal.
All right.
But one of the tips for New York, there's tons of hotels now in Queens that have opened up, and now Brooklyn's a big destination. So venture outside of Manhattan. That's my big tip for
international. What do you say?
All right, international. My number one tip, and there's a lot of cheap airfare these days, to Mexico City. So if you want culture, if you want food, it's the number one. It's one of the top. So the museums, and then with low airfare. So I highly recommend Mexico City. There's tons of ruins and really cool stuff to see there. In terms of Europe, Paris is the top trending destination in Europe. And of course, if you can't quite afford to go to Europe, you can always just pop on over to Las Vegas. Where you guys are going to be.
We're going to be in Paris very soon. Paris
Hotel.
Las Vegas.
And one of the top trending destinations, this is where I'm actually going this holiday season, is India. So Delta actually has a new nonstop to Mumbai starting in December. There's a couple other nonstops, but India, I mean, this isn't for your inexperienced traveler because it's all of the senses you experience in India, but there's so much amazing culture, and it actually is really romantic. Northern India and the Golden Triangle, and then also if you're a partier, Goa. Goa
is
the hot spot.
Gorgeous. I love that. I was like, if I'm a partier, it's really beautiful in Goa.
What about the Caribbean?
So if you don't want to, stuff yourself onto a tube for 15 hours, the Caribbean is there's tons of deals right now. So Bahamas were hit by the storm, but most of the Bahamas are totally up for business, and I recommend going to destinations that have been hit by a disaster because
help the economy.
The small businesses,
Your pictures are so good. I can't look at you. I just want to look back at all the photos.
I know. I'm trying not to look, so I don't do
Bahamas,
that.
by just going there, you're helping small businesses. So highly recommend supporting.
I agree with you. So if you could splurge this holiday season, like money is no object, or like you could just pick your fantasy trip. What is your splurge fantasy trip?
I've actually never been to St. Barts, and St. Barts, the Eden Rock, it just underwent a 2-year renovation, and it's the hot spot. So I'm assuming you guys have been there, right?
I was only there once, and I had strep throat, so I so did my daughter, and we have no recollection of ever.
There's great food. It's beautiful.
Yeah, you got a little spice of Europe.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we will talk more about how to use your points for this travel too. Really good.